Shamanism is a spiritual practice that dates back thousands of years. It's, in my understanding, it is the first spiritual practice of humankind. It involves, first and foremost, the understanding of the fact that everything is alive, that everything that we see in this physical reality has, as I call it, the other side. So that includes, human beings, that we have this physical body, and we have the non-physical body that is more important than this one. And the same goes for animals who have visible physical body, and then they have non-visible body, and the same goes for plants, and then it goes to everything that we see. And that's where most people lose it a little bit, because they say, well, how so the building has the non-physical side? And how is it important that a table has the non-physical side? How is important, and what's the point of that understanding for a cup? So, and shamanism is about recognizing that nevertheless, all the objects that we see around us have that physical part and non-physical part. And that non-physical part is how I understand it. It's like it's a concentrated knowledge or information. And what I came to the conclusion to, that universe is a big recording machine. And it records our absolute every thought, every word, and every action. And so if everything is alive, right, so what shamanism is, then everything, it means that everything has a certain level of consciousness. And then it also means that everybody who knows how to get in touch with their own consciousness is capable to get in touch with any other consciousness, which means that I could get in touch with your non-physical part, or the non-physical part of your dog, or non-physical part of your house, because every house, every place has a spirit. I could get in touch with a piece of land, with the spirit of the river, and I could get in touch with the non-physical part of, let's say, a table. And people say, well, how the table is important? But the thing is that I like this example. I use this example. If somebody right now would walk in this room where I am right now, and they would know how to read the non-physical side, they will actually be able to tell who lives in this apartment. So the gender, what is their relationship to each other, and down to their names, their age, what they like, what they don't like, and what goes on a daily basis in this environment. And everybody who ever came into this living room and came in contact just with this seemingly inanimate objects was recorded forever. So that's why universe is the recording machine. And when we understand that we understand that everything is alive, we become very gentle about ourselves and everything that is surrounding us. So Shamanism is also about understanding that besides all of what I just mentioned, there are different worlds, that there is a different realities that coexist with this one, and that we are, as human beings, not the masters of it, that we are not on top of the chain. We are really not. And that understanding that right here, right now, there are other beings, other consciousnesses, other forms of consciousnesses, no less than ours, and in a lot of times much more developed than ours, is very important piece in shamanism. It is understanding that there is a upper world and there is levels in it, or other words, upper worlds. There is a middle world where we as humans are, and there is levels in it as well, and there is a lower world and there is levels in it as well. So shamanism is about understanding that everything is alive, and that you see the divinity in all of it. You see the divinity in self and others. So shamanic activities teach people how to get to that state of consciousness. So shamanism is actually a mastery of consciousness, and full consciousness is collective. So that's why, like, how do you become a master of consciousness? As if you think that what you see with the physical eye is all there is. It's not possible to become a master of consciousness. So shamanism is about learning what you as human being consist of, what is your consciousness consists of, what are the bodies of consciousness, and how to affect them, how to govern them. So basically, we by learning about all of this, we become more and more conscious. By learning about all of this, we become more and more aware. And the more aware we are, the more we are getting close to the level of consciousness of gods. So because gods are ultimately the ones who are aware simultaneously of many different realities, and every single consciousness that exists. That's why, like, at first I couldn't understand how, when you call upon some name of the god, how could he hear me? Like, if I'm sitting right now and I utter a name of the god, of some god, how could he possibly hear me? But he can, or she can, because it's simultaneous existence and awareness. So that I would say what shamanism is.